My first day, it was so many, I started at engine 40, so it was so many faces. Engine 40 has an engine truck squad. Back then they didn't have an EMS, even today they have an EMS, so it's more people. But engine trucking squad. Now, the training academy prepares you for a lot of stuff, but it doesn't prepare you for the changing of the units in the morning. So we had about 12 guys coming on, 12 guys going home. It's 24 guys in and out the firehouse, and I'm like this. I'm already nervous. You know, I'm 18 years old, 19 years old, and every sound in the firehouse, whether the phone rang, whether somebody dropped something, I thought it was the alert going on. And about 8 o'clock, the smoke cleared, and I started zeroing in on the faces that I needed to know. And it didn't really take, it took me maybe a couple weeks to get all the faces down, put the faces with the names, but I had to remember one guy, and his name was Ralph Gardner. He was my boss, Lieutenant Gardner. Big, imposing figure guy, handlebar mustache. And that was the only guy I needed to remember at that time. My first day, they walked me through everything, what I had to do, and it was just zooming by. It was so much stuff to remember that I couldn't even retain it all. And I was just flying by the seat of my pants. I knew I had to wash dishes. I knew I had to clean up to stay busy. And I think my first run may have come about 12 o'clock. And we jumped on the rig, and they don't talk to the trial man. You put your gear on, and I look at the fireman that I'm riding with, and he gets on the rig, he don't put his gear on. And I took from that it wasn't a serious fire, and it was a false alarm. And then my second fire was a car fire or something like that. I didn't have my actual first good fire until maybe about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And from then on, from 8 o'clock at night until the next morning, we worked hard. But I was so young, I was too young to think that I was tired. My adrenaline was just running. I couldn't even sleep. They told me, well, after 8 o'clock, you can go and take a bed. You can go to bed after all the work is done. I remember going to sleep, going and lay down, and I could hear all the things going on in the firehouse. I was too nervous to sleep. And it took me maybe about a month to just adjust to trying to sleep in the firehouse. You jump up, my roommate, he undressed. He'd take his shirt off, he's down to his t-shirt and his underwear. I'm like, there's no way possible I'm gonna undress and the alert go off and make it to this rig in time. And guys used to do that a lot, and I used to think to myself, they got to be the fastest men in America to put their clothes on and get to the rig the same time I get to the rig.
So what do you do now?
I kind of undress, After all this time, I've got it down to a science. I try to be comfortable, like him. He's comfortable. Reg,